70% of you watching this right now are not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel. However, if you're watching this, you're probably in the pursuit of knowledge and this show is just right for you. Leave your comments below and tell us who you want to see on the show, and me and my team will do everything in our power to make that happen. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel because that's the only way you get to support us. Thank you. Welcome to yet another exciting episode of Thoughts Beyond the Bubble. And today I am joined by Joseph Jolwe Kamuso or Gamuso. I'm not sure which is which, but in Tonga it's Gamuso, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jolwe, luck, is it?
Yeah.
Are you driven by it or not?
It's safe to say so.
It's safe to say
Yeah.
so. Okay. Well, others would believe in luck. I don't. I believe things happen at the right time when they intended to happen. But it's a topic for another day. Thank you very much for joining us today. And from wherever you're watching us from, please feel free to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel because that's the only way you get to support us. Let me just make a few shout outs to Gosama Closet for the suit, All Stars Baba for the haircut. Yeah, please follow them on their social media platforms and support them as well. Sir, good to have you once again.
Thank you.
Yeah. So to those that are wondering who exactly Joseph is, I am not going to break the bubble here, but I'll allow Joseph to just tell us a bit about himself. Joseph, who are you?
Thank you, Ian. First of all, I'm very, very humbled and honored to be here.
Anytime, man.
Excited.
Anytime.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful suit.
Thanks. I try as much as possible to dress like this because I'm covering up for a lot of things.
Yeah. No, it's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Joseph Jolwe Kamuso is many things.
Okay.
But I am an entrepreneur. I am a software engineer.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think I would like to be defined by those two things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Your company is equally called JKE, Joseph Kamuso
Enterprises. Yes, that's correct.
There's something really fascinating about businesses, entrepreneurs, and their names. Why your name?
Okay, so ideally,
Yeah.
I didn't want to use my name.
Yeah, because I remember you were Fox. Fox what? Fox GPX?
Yeah, that was Fox GPX. That was a software corporation. When I was just starting out. Yeah, so that later changed from Fox GPX to Clean Code.
Correct, I
Right.
remember that.
Yeah, Clean Code is still around actually. It
Okay.
actually printed my new book.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's Clean Code. And then when I decided to now go into something bigger, which is the JKE Motors, I wanted to have something that's independent, something far from coding and software.
Okay.
Yeah, so hence the opening of JKE. But you spoke about the name. What I initially wanted was something else, but I had issues with Pakra accepting this name, that name. So my wife was my fiancée then. Suggested
Congratulations, by the way. I'll say it on camera.
Thank
Congratulations
you
for your
Thank
marriage.
you very much. Yeah, so she suggested, maybe try your name. So the moment I tried my name, Joseph Kamuso Enterprises, it quickly accepted. And I went on with it. So it just
The
went.
power of women.
Yeah, I know, they're actually good people. They are good people. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's that about the name.
Okay, that's great. That's great. You have diversified in what you do in business. I've known you in graphics and coding, that is. Now JKE Motors. I'm not sure what else, because you've also spoken that you are the printers of the Business of Life book.
Yes.
So now I'm wondering, are you into printing? What are you into?
Okay, so Clean Code. Clean Code is into software development. This includes mobile apps, websites, and whatnot. So there's also the branding aspect of it.
Okay.
This is where everything printing falls under. So be it large format, book, whatever, everything printing, we handle it at Clean Code. So that's what Clean Code does.
Okay, so am I
Specifically
safe
that.
to say that Clean Code has inherited JP?
Yes. It's actually the same company. We just
Okay,
rebranded.
just rebranded.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense now.
Yeah.
All right, so maybe let's dive into the topic that we have today.
Sure.
I never thought you were a writer, by the way. Well, because I don't see you write most of the times, but congratulations on the book yet to be launched.
Yeah.
What date exactly?
2nd November 2025.
2nd of November, just next month.
Yeah.
So it's exactly 30 days from now.
Yeah. Actually,
if not 29. 29 days from now. Yeah. The Business of Life. First of all, it's an interesting title. And the reason I say it's an interesting title is because, you see, when you talk about business, you're talking about, what's the word? We're talking about code, calculating, strategy. But when you talk about life, we're talking about calm and emotional. It sort of already creates a contradiction for me, personally. We're talking about calmness and emotion and calculating and strategy. Why the title, The Business of Life?
Okay. So, first of all, your life, let me say my life, to me, is a business. Why do I say so? Every business I decide to venture in, rather start, is normally built on three things.
Okay.
Yeah. And firstly, what we have is a vision, right? So once you have the vision, the second thing for me is discipline. Third, direction. So if a business has these three things, whatever you throw at it, it's going to thrive. Because once you have your vision is not enough. What you need is discipline, because there's certain times when the money is nice. If you're not careful, that's when you fall. So when you are disciplined in that moment, you're able to get to where you're going. And if you know where you're going, you get to that destination with discipline, following the vision. So your life as well is supposed to be built on these three principles.
Okay.
Because your life is a business. People think owning a business is what makes them entrepreneurs. But each and every person alive is an entrepreneur because they own companies of themselves. I am an enterprise on my own as Joseph Kamuso.
Okay.
Not the company, me personally. So the decisions I make, everything I make has got consequences. My time, the investments I make, that's business.
Okay.
Yeah. So you are the CEO of your life. Treat it like that. That's why the business of life. Yeah.
You've mentioned something. What do you think about the saying that goes, not all people are entrepreneurs, and hence we have had speakers speak about the differences between entrepreneurs, self-employed people, and people just owning a business? Because obviously, we cannot say a marketeer and you are in the same category, correct? Yeah. So what do you think about the thought of entrepreneurship and being self-employed? Because if I am a walking business, if I am sick, the business is sick. However, Vusi says, if you cannot leave your business for 90 days without it collapsing, then you're probably not an entrepreneur.
That's correct.
What's your thought on that?
I actually agree.
Okay.
My thoughts on that. Look, if you decide to open a business, right? Say you've opened a small grocery shop and it requires you to be there almost every day doing all the math. It's starting out, right? So in that moment, you are self-employed, right? And with your business being your employer, okay? And what I normally advise people is in that moment, give yourself a salary because you're self-employed. So that business is growing. So as it grows, whatever you make, lock the discipline, lock a certain amount that you are paying yourself. So when your business grows and you then employ someone to handle that business, because now you have another branch that you have to take care of. Maybe you are not even doing anything related to that business. You're doing other things, but there are other people managing that business you opened. Then you're no longer employed by that business.
Okay.
You are now the business owner of that. That now makes you an entrepreneur. Yeah. So if you're employed by your business and you're there 247, you're definitely self-employed, Mr. Ian. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. How do you define profit and loss in the business of life? Because we understand that businesses are often measured by profit, market share. How do you define that in the business of life? Profit and loss. I want to believe that you've probably gone through that in your...
I don't count any occurrence as a loss because from every situation I found myself in, I have learned something. And whenever I fall, trust me, when I get up, I don't get up easily. Like, I don't get up like child's play. I'll make sure. Yeah. The other day, I think when I met you at the pitch, and this guy was asking, do you remember? There's a guy who asked me, remember we met at the pit, and the guy was asking me, what car, where have you parked?
Okay.
I was like, I've parked.
I remember.
And what car was it? And I told him, and you're like, you don't know this guy. This guy has suffered, so he tries to make sure that
he covers up.
Yeah, but it's not that really. It's just that when I'm down, it really hurts me. So I'll make sure those mistakes I made, I'll learn from them and not repeat them. They say the wealthy people just do things that the poor don't do. Like they see, okay, this is what the poor people are doing, so they're going to avoid doing that. That's what sets the two apart. So for me, my chart are the lessons I learned from the downfall. I'll tell you what, early this year, I think this year has been one of my worst years.
Really?
Tell you why. That's why I even decided to write this.
Well, good thing this came out. But my bad, but that this year had to be the worst for you.
Yeah.
Especially that you're married.
I married last year, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I'm saying this because firstly, when I just started the year, my house was broken into, and they made out of almost everything: TV, laptops, gadgets, everything. And that day we left some things on the line, and they made out with everything. Yeah, so it was.
They were really hungry.
Yeah, but the car was untouched, surprisingly.
Yeah, so, they were hungry.
And just after that, a month later, my office was flooded.
I think I remember that too.
Yes, you do remember, I know. Yeah. My office was flooded, and the entire place was filled with water. The interior was filled with water. Gadgets were destroyed. Quite a number of things. And recovering from that wasn't easy. But from those few things, I picked out a number of things that will help me not find myself in such circumstances again. Yeah, so I have had experiences that have been good, and I have had experiences that have been bad, right? So one time I'll tell you a story. One time we had hired out vehicles, okay? Two of which belonged to us as a company, and three of which were sub-hired, right? That thing where you do not have vehicles, but people need vehicles, then you just sub-hire from people. Sadly, all the three vehicles were used as collateral by the people that rented them. And these three vehicles went missing for, I think one went missing for a month, the other two a month, the other one, sorry, one for a month, the other one 3 months. And during those 3 months, the vehicles were missing. And upon finding the third one, which was lost for 3 months, remember the first one was lost for a month. That one was recovered within that same month.
Okay, they had trackers?
Yes. So that one was tracked immediately and taken back to the owner. Then the other two are the ones now that delayed, because even after we found them, they had to be impounded at the police. And the owners were not quite friendly. So we had to pay for those months that the vehicles were not with us, even though we were not making money from those same vehicles. So that's what introduced me to courts, ABCD. So I learned a lot of things, and sadly for those other two vehicles, the trackers were like they were removed, so we couldn't track the vehicles. It was a very difficult moment, and this was just last year. So this now gave me a decision to say, if these were my vehicles, at least I was not going to have this much pressure. So I decided I'm no longer going to partner with anyone. If I'm renting out vehicles, I'm renting out my vehicles. So that was when I put my foot down. And since then, I think things have been good. And I've learned who to deal with it. It might interest you to note that the people that were doing that were women. Yeah, and when they came, I was like, they're okay, they can get. But then, whoa, it's always those that you don't think would.
Yeah, I was about to say something, but I hold my thought.
Much respect to women, not that all of them are like that, but
yeah. Okay. So it's safe for us to say that the business of life has been born out of the losses that you have experienced
and the win.
and the wins. That's great. I hold that thought for now, but maybe let me ask this question. They say school has something that it does to people that makes them see certain things, do certain things, and realize certain things. How does education in the business of life play a role, if at all it does? How has it played a role in you?
Education. In whatever you're doing, Ian, there's only much that you can do with the knowledge you were born with. Managing a business, your life, which is also a business, requires certain knowledge. You need to have, of course, accounting knowledge is born with, but there are certain values, disciplines that you can only get from school. For example, the software company that I started wouldn't have grown just out of the simple graphics we were doing. So for us to go into website design, I had to go to school to learn software engineering. You get? And when I went to school, I actually didn't go to study software engineering. I went to do IT. Then I dropped out.
Okay.
But that's a story for another day.
That's a story for another day. But if you speak about that, then, because personally, I did a Bachelor of Science Design and Technology, right? But most of the things in relation to coding, there was a bit of coding here and there, like interactive web development, programming of Arduino chips here and there, C#.
Okay.
But most of the other languages I have learned, take for example JavaScript, Python, R, are things I have learned outside school. But I would just want to understand exactly how important is school in terms of decision making? Because we understand that business is a risk. As much as any other risk, like marriage is a risk.
Is it a risk, really?
It is a risk. If you ask me, I think the hardest thing to actually do is to choose the right partner to settle with, if you ask me. So we end up risking, because look at this, right? We're not running away from the topic, that is, because 50%, 56% of marriages end up in divorce. Now, if I were to ask you right now, are you into bungee jumping? Are you into...
No.
No,
I'm
right?
actually afraid of heights.
So now think about this, right? There's 0.001% of you dying out of bungee jumping than you dying out of marriage. But you chose marriage still. How's that not a risk?
Well, that's your analysis.
I'm just saying.
That's your analysis.
But anyway, like I said, it's a story for another day. We can still...
You said something. You said something, and you're actually not diving away from the topic, because marriage is actually in this book as well.
Oh, okay.
It's
interesting.
It's actually fun packed. There's a lot of exciting content. There's a part where I talk about when love hijacks the vision. Yeah, that should be chapter 6. Yeah. So there's a time in my life, Ian, in my life.
Tell me, my guy, tell me.
There's a time when I was in love, my bro. Like, I was in love.
Wait, should I guess the time?
Don't guess the time, bro. My wife watched this.
All right,
the time I was in love,
fine.
bro. So, I was in love and whatnot. I was still young, actually. I was staying at the time with my sister. Yeah, I think at the time I was in Kafue with my sister. So what then happened was, this lady I was seeing then told me that, Joseph, I think I need a relationship that leads to marriage.
I can't do this anymore.
I can't do this. I need a relationship that leads to marriage. Because look, you don't even stay alone yet. You're being kept.
No venue.
I'm being kept. No, I need something that's promising. Look, you're making, at the time, Fox GPX was just starting, so I was making, you can make like a 500, you're happy, you make this much. I mean, you're being kept.
Yeah.
So I was okay, and I had access to very, very beautiful vehicles. So my life was just okay. So this thought really provoked me. I was like, so does it mean if I'm staying with these people, I'm supposed to, I mean, if I want to be with this girl, I'm supposed to live a certain way, be a certain person. But I'll tell you what, if you have got, like I said, vision, discipline, and direction, you know where you're going. For me, there are a lot of things that I would want to own and things that I would want to do.
Okay.
But I know there's time for everything. That time will come.
Yeah.
It was not yet time for me to like get to the stage she wanted, because this girl had a whole fairy tale of her life planned, and I was just a part of her fairy tale. You know what I mean? So I was supposed to be a certain person to fit into that tale. And actually, I didn't see anything wrong with it, because at the time, bro, I was in love. I didn't really care.
Out of curiosity, is she married now?
I don't know, but she might be.
You sound like you don't want to answer that question.
I don't know. I really, like, the last time I ever saw was years back.
Okay.
But I don't know anything.
That's fine.
Right now.
That's fine.
So yeah, life went on, bro, and here we are, married, very, very, very stable, my brother. Yeah. So you wait, time comes. If you're not yet ready, you wait. I know you're not yet married, bro.
No, we shall marry in the fullness of time. In this life, we shall marry. Yeah. Our wife did not rapture. Yeah, she didn't. She's still around. Yeah, in this life we will marry. We just have to marry right.
There's what they say about love. Do you know that the time I said I was going to marry, I was only a month in the relationship with my current wife.
Wait, what?
Yes.
In 1 month, and you were sure?
Yes.
I'm not surprised anyway. Yeah, when you find what you're looking for,
you know.
you know.
So Yeah, and 8 months later, I was paying lobola. The following year, I married. And I'm very, very happy, bro. So these people bring direction, they bring comfort, they bring everything. So they are good people. That's about love. The rest is in the book.
That's a message from the married man. Guys, marry. It's important. I think my team is listening to this. So, yeah, none of them is married just like me. So, guys, let's marry.
No, I know one who's almost marrying, but let's continue.
All right. That's great. Everything solves a problem. What problem are you solving by writing the book, The Business of Life?
That's a good question here. Just like me, there are a lot of people who sit back and look back at their life and they're like, how do I get out of adversity? How do I get out of debt? Yeah. There's a sad part of my life that was defined by debt. Okay. I have got a very, very, very bad omen with debt. So there are a lot of people who are trying to figure out how they can. Let me start with them finding their why, firstly, because that's the first part of the book. There are people who want to know, they want to know their purpose. Like, how do I know what to do, when to do it, and ABCD. And I felt the need to speak to that one person, either young or old. And there are also people that are currently in debt, sinking. I'll tell you what, almost, I can't even say 70%, 95% of people owe. Okay. And they don't know how to get out of it. I wanted to talk to such a one because my own situation was bad. Yeah, my own situation was bad and I got out of it. It was not something that I can talk about while I'm laughing.
Well, that's true because think about it, right? I'll give myself as an example. You see, sometimes debt is not something you purposefully decide to get in. In my case, I got into debt because I helped someone.
You just
I don't-
reminded me of something. There's a time I owed you.
I know.
There's a time I
That's
owed
not a
you.
story we talk
I
about on
know.
the
Let me just say it. I have to
It's
say
fine.
this.
If you're free with it, it's fine. Since you were owing me.
No, it's in the past. Years have passed.
Yeah.
At the time, I was owing you, and I was sick. I actually lost my memory.
I remember.
And you're like, how can he lose his memory?
And at that time, I'll tell you what was in my mind. I hear these stories like Joseph Kamuso is in hospital. I'm like, is he fine? Unfortunately, he can't remember anything. I'm like, no. He owes me money. There's no way he can't remember anything. He's going to remember my money. So I'm coming to see you and I'm coming to sing for you in the hospital. In my mind, I'm like, I hope this dude remembers me. I try and remind you. And you remember how I reminded you about?
Yeah, no, actually, it was only for a week, bro. It was good.
No, but that's a good memory. But I'm glad you did remember me because, if you didn't remember me, I was just gonna put that memory in you, like, dude. I know you don't remember my credit, but I'm trying to tell you that you owe me, and you have to pay back.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. You were talking about debt.
Yeah. So my story with debt starts just after. It starts just after I start staying alone. So you've mentioned Fox GPX a couple of times. I had just designed a logo for Honorable Miles Sampa at the time. He was a mayor.
Boba TV.
Yeah. So that logo was my stepping stone. So I received a call from his team. The big man wants to see you. I was in Kitwe at the time, Dad's place. So I was really excited. I need to go to Lusaka. Organized transport, went to Kafue because the only relative I had was in Kafue at the time. So I then went to Mr. Mausampa's place, Leopard's Hill. I couldn't see him. He came out. He just told me I could see this guy in ABCD. I was because I need to talk to him. Yeah.
I know.
So I sat and I joined the team. We started working. So that logo attracted a certain prominent guy who then called and said, I need a company profile. Can you do it? How much? I'll give you 10,000. Say that again. So he came.
10,000.
Yeah. So I was at. Look, I was a student at the time. I was like in my third year, and then someone offers me 10,000 kwacha for a company profile. It's like no problem. I'm at Civic Center because my sister worked there at the time. So he came, picks me up. So he came with a very beautiful vehicle. I'm like, yo, okay, let's see how
That's
this
the life I
goes.
want to live.
Telling you, I got into this car without knowing that this guy has been sent to change my life. Okay, so I get into this car, we go. I did the works. I couldn't finish in a day, so he said, "No, let's go to my place." This guy gets me clothes, bro. Not salaula. He gets me clothes. Takes me
I
to
guess
a mall.
this was the first time.
Bro. No,
Sorry.
I had a few good, So yeah, he gets me very, bro. That was my first time wearing a shirt with 1,000 kwacha, and I was like, wow.
I
Okay,
know
so
the
now
feeling, trust me.
So I'm there. Like, is this guy just trying to? Is this real? And in ABCD, because I asked someone who told me about the person, but the stories weren't aligning. Said, I've worked for that guy, he didn't pay me. I'm like, okay. Me, he's paying me, so it's okay. So I worked. So I was working from his place, worked. 2 days, 3 days. So he noticed certain things in me. So it didn't end from the profile. From there, he told me, where are you staying? I told him, I stay in Kafue. With who? I stay alone. Like, oh, okay, all right. You can just be here. So I stayed there, but I wasn't staying alone. I just called my sister and said, I think I found a job here, so you'll provide accommodation. Okay, no problem. So I stayed there. So while there, he gave me one responsibility to take his wife for work and remain with the car. Like, okay, no problem. This guy is going to help me do other things. I stayed there, had access to Porsche vehicles, ABCD, work, and everything. But this guy was a vegan. Okay. So me and meat, we are inseparable. So
how are you not?
Bro, that's never mind. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was introduced to the vegan life. I was okay. I was very comfortable. My skin changed. Yeah. So after after being very comfortable, he just comes one day and says, I received a call, Joseph. My mother-in-law is coming. So that room you're using, she needs to use it. So you may have to leave. Like, yes, you may have to leave. Maybe find a place somewhere where you can stay in the BCD. Of course, we'll still be working together. I'm like, okay, no problem. I didn't know where I was going to go because anyway, so as he was driving out, I told him, give me a lift so that you can just drop me somewhere. So as we were going in, I remember that I forgot something at his place. So I asked him to drop me because I couldn't tell him to take us back because his place was in Ibex. And we were now somewhere in Kabulonga. So I just asked him to drop me, then I'll get on a bus back. But I had 0 kwacha on me. So I started walking from Central Mall back to Meanwood Gate. Like, why am I living such a life? Anyway, let's go. So I decided to take a shortcut. So when I used that shortcut, I saw an advert on the wall, 2-roomed house for rent. I'm like, yes, this is the house I'm looking for. I called the
and yet you don't have.
I don't have anything in my pocket, bro. So this is now in chapter 3. Faith moves first. That's the title of the chapter. So I'm like, I've seen an advert here. Is this house available? He tells me yes, it's available. Like, okay, I want it. Can I enter tomorrow? How much is it? He tells me it's 1.8. I'm like, no problem. But I don't have anything. So what do I do? He tells me, tell the garden boy, check the house, ABCD, checked, started moving. I then called a friend who I told about ABCD. No, I want to do this and this. So he said, okay, fine, I'm going to send you 1.8. but I have a website for you. So you work for the website. I'm like, no problem. He sends the 1.8. I walk to Meanwood, get my stuff, went to Kafue, came back, and I entered, started life. That's how my story started, Ian. And every other thing just kept falling into place. So you can say, why didn't you just go back home? I wanted to start, and this was like me going back was going to feel like I'm a failure. I've failed at life. So I just wanted to try. And me trying just opened a lot of doors. And eventually, because now I was trying to keep up with, this was my first time paying rent. I ended up falling into debt. Yeah, so this guy then offers me a car. Buy this car. You can be giving me 20,000 every month till you're done. So that car I bought is what now messed up my vision. So I didn't have this. I wasn't yet ready for a vehicle, Ian. There's a time when you're supposed to get a car. That was my second car. My first car was a gift from Dad. The second one is the one I then bought. So this was a very luxurious vehicle. It was a Volkswagen. I think you remember it.
I remember.
So this vehicle had issues. Sensor this, that. You'd spend 6,000 here, 8,000 there. I'm like, but wait, can I really afford this at this time? So I sold it. But the person who bought it didn't give me cash. He gave me 10,000, 10,000, 20. So that then put me in debt because I was looking for money to fix this, that, and that. That's how it started. And eventually got out of it. And I don't like debt.
Yeah, I know it could be a conversation we could have on another day about how to actually get out of debt. Because I feel this is something that most youths out there are going through. And sadly is, like I mentioned earlier, I got into debt because I wanted to help someone. And maybe these are some of the issues that we really need to talk about. A friend had their company going down. I had a 50,000 just sitting in my account at the time. They needed 100. I later spoke to, and they wanted to get a loan, and their cash flow was showing that their business would do really well, right? And they told me, Ian, I could turn this money around in no time, and I could pay you back with interest. So I had the interest aspect, and I'm like, okay, I think this is something I can take a risk and actually do. So I later got the 30,000 from a friend, made it 80, and gave her the 80,000. Well, fast forward everything, she ran away, and up to now, I don't even know where she is.
How much was that again?
80,000.
And then they left and you just let them go like that?
Yeah. Believe it or not, I tried to go to MTN, get call records of who they've spoken to. The only records I call were calls from other loaning institutions.
Is it?
Yeah, that she had monies from, and it was really messed up.
That one was a problem.
Yeah, and that's just the list of them that I have faced actually. It would interest you to know that the year of 2024, I had lost a total of over 260,000 kwacha.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was a year I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a car, right? But then where all your friends are driving, then you're like, maybe I could just get this car, and then you're like, Vitz, Honda Fit. But then I was like, everyone is driving this. By that time, my dream car was a Mark X. I'm like, I want to drive a Mark X. You know what I mean? My cousin knows this. I want to drive a Mark X. That happens and I lose all the money. Actually, that's 2023, not last year. Yeah, I lose all the money. And I had to start from zero ground up until I got the car I have right now. And anyway, I love that part of what you write is faith first. I actually do believe in that.
Okay.
But yeah, I think when I read about that, I'll give my review and my feedback on. Yeah. I'm really interested to read about it. But this takes me to my next question. Return of investments, right? This is something that we really talk about in business, and most of the time we talk about it in terms of calculation. How do you calculate the return of investments? But I want to put it in such a way that how do you calculate the return of investments in notorious things that I had to measure, like maybe let's say quality time, having to learn a new hobby, or even resting in the business of life. How do you calculate the return of investment? Does it even matter?
With your investment being,
And that's why I'm saying, like, notorious things like, let me put this in a way that is easy even for somebody out there to understand. So everything you do is an investment. That includes time, right?
yeah.
How do you know, how do you calculate that you are actually investing time in things like rest, in things like learning a new hobby, like maybe you want to learn how to play guitar? Does it mean in the business of life you have to cut out on certain things like this? Does it mean you cut out on rest because it doesn't? You get what I mean?
I get you.
Yeah.
Let me answer that. One thing I have highlighted in the book is that life audits you. You know, a business is audited after some time. Of course, there are auditors that come in, check your spending in ABCD. Your life is equally the same. It audits you. So there are certain decisions that you make that come with consequences, right? So those consequences are your returns. So if you like those returns, you can keep doing the same thing. But if you notice that I don't like how I keep spending impulsively, how I keep doing what, so for you to stop that, seek help or stop, try something else. You know, I won't always know everything. If I have a habit that I'm finding hard to stop, I can easily reach out to you or someone who I know can help. There's nothing wrong in seeking help, and then you know that way you can kill that. For example, if you're an impulse spender, you can visit people who can help. And with regards to rest is actually necessary. It's actually a need, because even a vehicle needs servicing when it's been driven for a long time. Is it 5,000 Ks? Take it for servicing. Let it get new oil, shiny, ABCD. So rest is actually a necessity.
Okay. Is it then safe to say you would cut out on issues like spending time with friends and family, or like learning a new hobby? I know rest is really important, but also that's one of the things that's really notorious to measure in relation to the return of investments. So like with issues to do with like spending time with family and also learning something.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Okay.
I don't see anything wrong with that, and I don't see why I would cut that out, except if it's hindering me from progressing, if it's not impacting me positively.
That's exactly where the question lies.
If it's not impacting me positively, I definitely have to let go of that.
Okay.
And yeah, just try other things that are. Remember, your business is supposed to thrive. Your life is supposed to thrive. So if there are certain things that are making your business not thrive, cut them out. If there are certain expenses that you are paying for that you think your business can still do without those things, let them go. So you grow. The same applies to your life. If there are certain relationships that you're holding on to that keep dragging you back, why are you holding on to them still? Let them go so that your life can progress.
Well, I ask this question because you see, the life of an entrepreneur most of the times is a lonely life. And that's because you get to do certain things that do not allow you to be in certain places at particular times, right? A friend of mine wrote a post today that says it's always the abanabo that actually gets to succeed. That's because when you do certain things differently, those are the expressions you get. Abanabo, and you get that even from family and closest friends. What is this guy doing? You know what I mean?
Bro.
And I want to believe that's something that you have probably gone through as well.
Yeah. That's actually true. And not to say it in a bad way, but when I thought of starting out a car rental, obviously I asked people, and everyone I asked told me not to do it. but the city me decided to do it. And everyone that stopped me was telling me, I'm proud of you. You get? So just sometimes, just try to do it, even if they stopped you. As long as you've done, obviously, your due diligence and everything. So most of those were my family. They told me, Joseph, this business took you to a sale. Actually, did you know that? My first experience in a police cell was after hiring a car for someone. So someone calls me and says, Joseph, I'm at the airport. Can you help me pick up a vehicle and deliver it to me when I arrive? I've already paid. So, I've already talked to the guy who's giving me the vehicle. By then, I had no idea about rent. I didn't even want to do that business. I didn't even know about it. So he sends me 19,000, has a vehicle for 7 days. So I then call the person who was supposed to give me the car. I go meet him. I give him
Money?
It was actually 17,000. He sent me 19. The two was mine.
Okay.
Broke me. I was very happy. I was paying 3,000 rent. I just saved the 1,000 and I've paid rent. Like, gosh, this is a good man. Let me do this. Got the car. I gave him. It was a very expensive vehicle. I was happy. Gave him the car. 7 days later, actually, 1 month later, the guy who I collected the car from calls me and says, that guy, have you been in touch? I'm like, no. What is it? He's not been paying. Like you, it's been a month. He only paid for 7 days. So call him. He said, okay, no, it's fine. 2 months later, Ian, I receive a call from the police. Call out, we need you here. I'm like, what is it?
And obviously, because you know you're
and Kylie, when getting the car, we went like that. It's like, no, I work with him. What? You said you work with him. You know him. Like, why did I lie? So now,
you become the
I
accomplice.
no longer work for them and ABCD. So now I didn't go to the police. I called him and said, what is it? I'm being called. He says, okay, don't worry, I'll handle it. Send me the number. So he calls the police and tells me, it's fine, I've handled it. Like, okay, fine. I don't even go. And I became relaxed. So these guys, prior to that occurrence, in between, while he had already gotten it, the guy had come. So he called me and said, Joseph, let me leave you with the car. I have to go for a meeting because he came to Lusaka. I have to go for a meeting. So you give me your car. I had my cakes at the time. Then I go with that vehicle. But then the car was not okay. So I said, no, I can't give you a car. He said, okay, let me leave you with this one. Then when I'm done, you can pick me up. That happened. So not me knowing that, he was actually going to meet those guys to explain, to say the vehicle is with my boss. He will pay an ABCD. So I've come with the 5,000, but he was owing a lot of money. So when they now got me, and it was bad. So they call and tell me, we have a tender. This guy pretends to be my relative. I'm like, okay, but I do not know you. I asked my parents, do you know such a man? He tells me, no, we don't know such a man. So I just decided to go there so that I can just find out. Maybe, it could be my life-changing deal. No, we have to supply ZRA with this. Like, oh, okay, no problem. So I go there, I get there. He holds me and he's like, Ndiwe Joseph. I'm like, yes, Ndiwe Joseph. And he called me, he told me to say, we should meet. Where are you going to be? And like, I have a meeting at East Park. And the sad part was, I had a meeting with some international colleagues of a prominent man I was moving with at the time. I was his personal assistant. So I was driving at the keys for his car. So when I went to meet this guy, I just excused myself with his keys. So when I held him, he held on to my hand like this. He tells me, oh, so you were Joseph? I'm like, yes. Angana Komboyo. Bro, there was a gun on my head. Did you know how they treat stolen vehicles?
Yeah.
For them, it was a stolen vehicle. I put my trousers, I was in a fan cargo. I'm like, okay, let me at least leave the keys. But no, airport police, bro.
Yeah.
So this guy is calling, Joseph, he's waiting for me. Kylie, I have keys for his car. So now, I then ask, okay, let me at least call these guys. No, you're going to scare him. You make him run. I'm like, you guys have this wrong. I know this guy. And this is a very respected man. We all know him. So I'm like, okay, fine. He sent me.
Do I have an idea?
You know him, bro.
Then I know him.
You know him, bro. Yeah, I know him. You know him.
Okay.
So he's like,
I know when you emphasize, then I know.
So he's like, bro, that day, luckily he had sent me to go to visit FRI to run an errand for him. And to me, it was like, this man who I respect. So I can do this deal. I'll make something. So I got there. I didn't actually go. So he sent me money. He hadn't yet sent the money, sorry. So when I got to the police, I told them, okay, fine, if you want to catch this person, he wanted me to go somewhere. He's supposed to send me money. So the number is going to send the money from. You can track him from there. Okay, Mose. So they sent me the money. He sent me 2,000. So the moment he sent the money, I quickly sent it to my fiancée. So
wait, you're already engaged at the time?
This was 2023.
Yeah.
So so she's like,
okay.
No, we weren't yet engaged. But I was referring to her as my fiancée, even at the police, just to attain a bit of respect there. So they're like, no, you sleep here. I'm like, sleep where? You sleep here. Okay. So then I called the man who I left at East Park. So now he comes on a angle. Say, what is it? I'm like, situation is like this. So this guy then gets me that big bucket of Hungry Lion. I didn't eat a piece.
Yeah,
like,
I know the feeling because I've slept in the cells too. I never ate for 3 days, but at least I'm talking
to a fellow colleague. So
I know the feeling. I know. And when you're innocent, you're traumatized.
But then the businessman in me came in and like, I have to make a plan here. So I talked to the officers. Me, you even know that I didn't do anything. I'm like, but funa muntu wako, you want him to come here. I'm like, okay, fine. Hungry Lion, Dian. Me, I don't have. Oh, serious? And they ate. So there was a boy in the cell. At least he was younger than me, so I was like the don. Like, luckily for me, we were just the two of us with a cop. There was a cop who was in the cell as well. So we ate. They ate, and then later on, we went to Kapiri. We're looking for him. Yeah. So I've not mentioned his name, but he's from Kapiri. We went to Kapiri, and he's not there, but that's where the family is. So we got to Kapiri, looked for him, we couldn't find him. I'm like, you guys, I've told you, just call this guy, tell him you have me. Maybe he'll bring the car. And I know he was just delaying to pay. So he talks to them, he's like, but you guys, this is a civil case. Just last month, I gave you 40,000. I'm only owing for 2 weeks. Why are you behaving like this? And that was true, Kanshi. So I'm like, but why did they have to get me? Why have you gotten that guy? No, he's the one who picked up the car. And at the time, I couldn't speak for myself. ABCD. So I'm like, okay, fine. He'll sleep again until the car comes here. We'll let him go when the car comes so that it becomes a civil case. Right now, we're calling it theft because the vehicle is not here. When the vehicle is here, it's in our custody. We can call it a civil case. So, bro, I'm there. This man who brought me that big bite thing comes to the police, picks me up, and I'm out. So I spent 2 nights. The third day, I didn't spend the night. I left. And since that day, I learned a lot. You know, there's a lot of wisdom that comes when you're in that cell. That was my first, and I know it's my last time in a cell. Yeah. So
a friend of mine told me it's really important to sleep in the cells because you get to understand that it's not everyone that's actually behind bars that is actually
very
criminal.
You know why you'd hear a plane pass? It was at the airport, guy. You can't see anything here. So like, what time is it? You know, anyway.
But believe it or not, you were in a better cell. It's a story for another time. Because
I'm
of
lucky,
time.
I'm Joloi. Yeah.
You're Joloi. I'm Ian, and I guess that's why. But let's get to it. My next question: assets and liabilities. What do you consider assets, and what are some of the hidden liabilities that most people actually ignore in the business of life?
Hidden liabilities.
Yeah.
Friendships. Yeah. Friendships, you said entrepreneurs are lonely. Yeah. I have one good friend, and that's my wife. Yeah. Any other person is an acquaintance. Every other person besides my wife is just someone I know. Yeah, because I've partnered with friends who have actually brought down my business. I've partnered with people I thought were friends, people I thought were family, who have dealt with people directly that I introduced them to. and cut me out. Okay? So a true friend can do that. So friendships, some friendships are liabilities. I won't say much about this, but you have to really look into your circle. Yeah, because that.
What's your thought on the fact that actually relationships are very important for business?
Yeah, I'm happy you've said that.
Could we qualify them as assets, business as well?
They're actually one of the most important assets.
Tell me about it.
Before I came here, I was watching your podcast with Mr. Dumisani. There's something he said, but I don't remember how he said it. But it made me think of one thing. You see, I remember actually, you asked him about corruption. And people can go watch and hear what he said. But for me, I feel in every organization, whenever I get to any organization, be it the bank, I'll make a very good relationship with the security guard. You know why? In case anything happens to me, the car, at least that one person is the one who can talk on my behalf. So that's far from what you've said, but relationships in organizations were a stepping stone for me. There's a chapter where I talk about a gay guy who almost changed my life. Bro,
I don't have a good experience,
bro,
but it's not something I'm going to say on
I'm
camera.
not going to talk about this story.
Okay.
You have to buy this book to read that. So this gay guy worked for a very, very, very reputable petroleum, whatever, gave me gigs. Gigs I wouldn't have gotten if I didn't know him. So that should answer your question. He was my connect. And the time when I was facing problems this year with my business, I called a certain man who I was expressing how my name was dragged in the mud. Everyone was thinking this and that. Then he told me to say, look, Joseph, in business, don't keep enemies. Just learn from that business experience. If next time you're going to do upfront payments, do upfront payments. So don't keep enemies. So everyone, you are an asset. Even the guy is capturing, they are an asset. They are assets to me because I'm actually an asset to them as well, because I might know someone who wants to do a podcast like this. Maybe someone is going to watch your podcast.
No, I just want them for me.
And then they're going to call me and say, who shot
They cannot handle any
and
other.
then I'm going to say, let me ask Ian. Then Ian is going to refer me to those guys that shot the podcast.
Yeah.
If I don't have a very good relationship with them and you, I'm going to say, I don't know. I think he was the one shooting. I don't know those guys. But if I've got a very good relationship with them, I'll refer them to them, and those will refer those to their friends, and just like that's how business grows.
Which leads me to my other question: personal branding and marketing. How important is this in the business of life?
No, that's a powerful question.
Because I'll tell you this, right? There are people you will not sell to at the point of them just mentioning your name. You want to get a car. Oh, okay, yeah, I know someone. Who is it? Joseph. No, I'm not going to get the car from Joseph.
Yeah, that's very much true.
I don't know if it's something you talk about in the business of life.
Yeah, it is actually.
Tell me more about it.
Personal branding is actually one of the most important things. You know, they say these days, mind what you post on your Facebook account and whatnot, because employers, that's your first CV. That's your number one CV. Me, if someone comes, they want a job at JKE or Clean Code or X Finance, wherever they want in one of our firms, I'm going to first look up what they post. Because to me, in as much as others would say, if you think what I post on Facebook is how I am in real life, you're going to meet two different people. I don't believe in that.
Truly.
Because you're the one who posted that with your head. So, and also you're going to, the fact that you are posting such and you're working for my organization, you're equally dragging it with your when we were planning our book launch with Keith, who's my manager. He told me, I mentioned a certain name of a certain famous guy. I was like, can we just invite this guy to come and speak? And he's like, no. Let's not work with people who have Facebook drama. And I was like, okay. So I stopped. And that's how.
I'm sure you heard that from the crew.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised because they've been quiet the whole time.
Well, it shows that they're
Yeah.
actually following as
So,
well, which is a good thing.
It's really a blueprint. So what you sell to the world, and the internet never forgets, what you sell to the world remains there forever. So, and it doesn't just end there. Even the relationships we share, if I'm crooked to you, you make sure.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm just gonna be like that guy. Don't dare.
Don't try.
Don't try.
So I'll make sure if I've wronged you and I know I was wrong, I'll make sure I mend that relationship. You and I have had issues. But here we are. Yeah.
Yeah. I know those who are interested are asking what issues have these guys had, but yeah, here we are.
The story is Gail.
Sharing a podcast.
That was
But
a
anyway,
joke.
personal branding is really important because I think 2 weeks ago, I was doing some voluntary work for a certain organization. I don't mention the name.
Okay.
I was pretty much what I went there for was rebuilding the website for this particular organization.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they were like, no, please feel free to touch here and there, whatever you think we can improve. So I didn't really want to put out what I can do there because I knew what responsibilities would fall on my shoulders if I advertised myself that way. But to my surprise, these guys went to my social media and went through and checked out what can this guy do and what can this guy do. The next thing, I'm seated in the director's office and she's telling me, Ian, I went through your Facebook and you're quite an interesting young man. I know you can. So you've been looking at us all this time. You're like, what are these guys doing? And you can do all this. Why aren't you doing this, Ian? You know? But it said one thing, really, that what you actually post on social media, just like you have mentioned, is really important. And people actually keep track of this.
Yeah.
And it might either sell you or deal with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really, really important. Okay. Firing and hiring in business. You've worked with people that are, for a lack of a better term, not conducive for the business.
Yeah.
How has been the experience? Firing and hiring. I know that hiring is one of the hardest things to do to get the right partners into a business.
Yeah, that's true. Look, growing your business, people don't help you grow your business because you pay them. They help you grow your business because they feel they are part of your business. And when people feel like they are part of your business, trust me, the moment your business is going to face issues when you can't even pay them, they'll still show up and work because they know they are working for a greater cause. It's not just about paying them. So I always build a relationship with everyone I work with.
Sorry to cut you short, right? The reason I'm asking this question, actually, I'm asking for a friend. So the guy who was fixing my brakes last week was telling me he works alone.
Okay.
Yeah, he's called Gasamo Brakes.
I know him.
You know him. Yeah, so he tells me, Mr. Ian, you're an expert in business and whatnot. Please tell me a bit more about business. So we were talking about a bunch of things, right? But he mentioned this and said, my business grows when I work alone. I've tried to work with people, but I said, you cannot scale a business alone, you know? You will always have to have people, you know? But he says, but how do I do it? Because my business thrives only when I'm alone. Everyone I bring, they're just interested in the money.
Yeah.
What's your word for him?
Well, that's quite a hard one, because depending on how big his organization is, most of us rush to hire people and we fail to pay them. And if you know you can't pay someone that qualified.
Maybe let me give a context to this, right? This is a story he told me. He said, most of the times I would agree with the person I'm bringing on board that this is how much I'm going to pay you.
Mm-hmm.
And this person even lacks the skill in the particular area.
You even train.
You train them, give them the skill. You agree on the amount that you're supposed to pay them. You begin paying them upon seeing how they're growing and what they're actually doing for you. You decide to even increase the salary, and big problems begin from there. And he says almost all the time the pattern is the same. The moment I just put in a bit of more money because we're making more money, it becomes a problem. And then the problem grows to such an extent that then clients, they even fail to treat clients properly. You know, the customer care becomes bad. Obviously, today is customer care day, customer care week, and people were matching and whatnot. They even become bad to your customers, and you tend to even lose customers. And most of the times then clients would just prefer him. So now the business can't grow because you cannot be in two places at once, because the guys that are working for you are not doing a very good job, and you have to cover everywhere you go. That's the context.
It comes down to systems. I think every business needs systems. So if he can't, I for one can't handle employees. So I can't handle employees. I can't chase money that I'm being owed. I'm not good at that. Of course I want to, but I'm not good at that. So you then create a system that can do that on your behalf. So if he cannot handle his whatever human resource ABCD, he can always seek help. People actually even hire people who just show up when there's need and ABCD. Yeah, those can actually assist. It's not everything that you can do on your own. In as much as you're an entrepreneur, a business person, ABCD, are this smart. At some point, you need to seek help. When people create systems and the systems are rigid, the systems are quite good. They help you sort out certain things without you even knowing you're sorting certain things out. That's why we have HRs in businesses. The owner of ShopRite is not going to come to ShopRite and go, I heard you didn't pay, this guy didn't pay you well, and maybe said you didn't handle this client very well. There's already a department in that organization that is responsible for that particular thing. There's a system. So sadly, I know that organization is not as big yet. So it's really, really hard to sort that out, but he should just keep trying. As long as he's honest, one day he's going to have someone good.
You brought about something I actually mentioned to him about business systems, except that the context is different. But if you're listening, Mr. Kasamo, this is actually for you. So whatever we spoke about plus this, and whoever that has answers for Mr. Kasamo, please feel free to put comments in the description and just help another entrepreneur with something. It brings me to my last question. What was the hardest chapter you wrote in the business of life? And why was it the hardest chapter?
Getting out of debt.
Getting out of debt. Well, we've already covered why it was the hardest.
Yeah.
But do you offer remedies in there exactly on how to get out of debt?
Of course. Number one being you have to face the elephant. Yeah.
Which is the hardest thing, because most people actually just run away. They stop picking calls.
There's a time you told me, bro, you don't pick up my calls.
And I remember I've shouted you at that a number of times. Joseph,
pick up calls.
Pick up call and tell me.
Okay. But the thing is, look, when you're owing someone, there's a way they talk to you. Okay? There's a way they talk, like you don't have sense. So me, I don't like that when someone is talking to me like I'm a child because I'm owing
But
him.
that's the elephant in the room.
Yeah. So now number one,
Uh,
me, I'll tell you off, bro. I'm owing you. Yes, I didn't steal. This was out of business. If I'm owing someone within this period, it's because the business didn't go well, and I just have to cover for the loss. You know. So if that happens, I'll tell you, bro. Business didn't just go well. So I'll pay you and be honest. In such if it's going to take you 3 months, I'll pay you in 3 months, but I can pay you in installments. Is that okay? There's a time in Zambia when we talked about what did we call it? Debt restructuring. Yeah, restructure your debt. Yeah, have people are actually good if you open up and talk to them. Just tell them there's nowhere they go. Even if you go to the police, you go to court, they'll still give you the same thing. How can you pay? So that's the number one. But always just be humble, reduce yourself. You don't have to be me, I know what. There's nothing you can do. So the first thing is face the elephant in the room. Be honest. And if things haven't gone as planned, communicate. Me, people used to call me, you don't communicate. So whenever they tell me, I'll make sure I work on that one thing. Okay, so I'm supposed to communicate. They are a bit, so communicate, dedicate, cut on a lot of things. So for me, I cut on a lot of things. I stopped staying alone. I went to stay with a friend in Chamba Valley. His name is Poifo Mukadi. I stayed with Poifo. We tried doing deals with Poifo. Poifo really helped me. I stayed with Poifo for, I think, a month or two. And while I was with Poifo, I was just thinking of how I'm going to get back up. This is after leaving the 1-8 house. But in my head, I was like, no, Appa, I need a full house, 2-bedroom house, and ABCD, or at least 3. So when I left Poifo's house, while I was there, I was pushing a deal. I won a trucking tender, truck branding, whatever trucks. So each truck I branded, they paid us 5,000 kwacha, sometimes 7. So they paid for 7 trucks at first. And that's the same day I told Poifo to say, you know what, bro?
I'm out of here.
I think I'm leaving this shitty house of yours. Bloopers. I'm leaving this house of yours. I was jokingly. And I left and looked for a very, very, very good house just to now comfort myself.
Comfort yourself.
For everything you've been through.
I wish I was like
Enjoy
you. I
this.
don't comfort myself like that. I don't.
No. Bro, if I'm driving a Vitz and that Vitz becomes damaged, I'm not going to buy a Vitz. I'll buy something better just to comfort myself. That loss, I need this. So that's my drive.
Let's wrap it up. What is your last words? And also, just in your last words, mention to the people about the book launch of The Business of Life. Yeah. I'll read about the author and also the biopsy around here. But yeah, The Business of Life. Just tell the people a bit more about the launch and where they'll get these copies, if at all they'll be online as well. Yeah.
Okay. So the copies will be online.
Okay.
You'll find them on Amazon. And do I have to look into the camera?
Yes, please.
Okay. So the copies will be online. And I'm also going to be selling hard copies. So the event is going to be on the 2nd of November 2025 at the Mulungushi International Conference Center. We have 2 powerful speakers. The first one being Kelly Inspiration from Kenya. You can look him up. And the second one, who's going to be the keynote speaker, Bishop Joshua Maponga Marara. He added a name to himself. So I don't know if I've pronounced it right, Bishop, but he's going to be the keynote speaker. So we're going to have power-packed discussions, and you have to get yourself a ticket. You can get it on tickethost.co.zm, or you can WhatsApp me on 0970-278161, or if you have means of reaching Ian,
I'll put those links in the description.
You can do that. So tickets are going at 200 kwacha, ordinary 500 kwacha, VIP comes with a book And VVIP tickets are going at 1,000 kwacha. They come with a book, special seating, a moment with the keynote speakers. So if you want to speak to Bishop Joshua Maponga or Kelly Inspiration, get a VVIP ticket, and you have all the time to do that. And it also comes with refreshments. So the best ticket to buy is a VVIP ticket.
I'm getting myself a VVIP ticket.
You should. I actually brought one for you.
Not a problem. Thank you very much.
So that's that about the book launch.
Okay. All right. You heard for yourselves. Please make a date to join Joseph Kamuso on his launch of The Business of Life book on the 2nd of November. This has been the podcast to just discuss the book, The Business of Life. I hope you got one or two things or one or lessons from our talk today, but I know you would actually get much more from the book itself. So feel free to actually get yourself a copy of this book, The Business of Life. Joseph, it was great to have you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm sure the next time we sit and talk, we'll be talking much more in depth about the book, because then I would have read the book and given my insights. Yeah. But thank you very much for coming. Yeah, all the best in the launch. All the best.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next episode.